Happy New Year. As we turn the calendar to 2023, we want to thank you, our loyal WagerTalk Sports Memo and Gold Sheet family. Thank you not only for your business, but for your feedback, suggestions, and criticisms, as it has helped us grow to become the #1 sports betting information company and leader of the sports betting videos and content, with WagerTalk TV now having over 110,000 subscribers. To welcome in 2023 and to thank all of you for your support, we want to give you 23% more on any All Sports All Access pass of 30 days and longer. Buy a 30-day All Sports All Access pass and get 7 days free, a $99 value. Buy a 90-day and get 22 free days. Buy a full year and get 84 free days, which basically takes you through March Madness of 2024. No coupon is needed, and the added free days will automatically appear. Just head to your favorite handicappers page and you will find these specials loaded. This special offer is only available until midnight on January 9th, the night of the College Football National Championship. For myself and everyone at the WagerTalk Media family, Happy New Year.
Hey guys, welcome in on a very happy Friday to you here. January the 6th now, 2023. And an abbreviated card here in college hoops tonight. Monster weekend on tap. We're going to take down, we're going to look at a couple of these games here tonight, see if we can't find a best bet or two that we all like. And we'll do it, of course, with our Friday crew, three of the very best when it comes to cashing tickets at WagerTalk.com, as we welcome back in Double R1L, Steve Merrill in the house, Bryan Power back in somehow, and of course, Mr. Dave Koken here for you guys. Much going on in the sports world here this weekend, so a lot of action. No reason not to make it a very profitable first weekend in January. And Bryan, how about you, man? Anything you've got ready to roll at WagerTalk.com?
I do, Joe. As a matter of fact, as of this morning, full NFL card locked and loaded. If you act now, before the first game on Saturday, you can get all 5 plays for just $29 for Week 18. As a reminder, hit the big 5%er last week with the Saints beating the Eagles outright. And as far as college hoops goes, 3-1 last night. NBA wasn't so good. We could talk about that on the NBA show, perhaps. But college hoops was good last night. Couple outright winners. And I will be delivering my best bet to all of the viewers here at the end of the program today.
All right. Exciting stuff here. Merrill, big NBA ticket last night. Cash, congrats there. Anything on the college basketball card tonight we need to know about?
Being nice to me because I know what's coming here at some point in the show, but I appreciate that. Anyway, yes, a nice win on the Boston Celtics, and it did go well last night. What do you do when they give up 150 to the Oklahoma City Thunder? You come right back, you play that team in the near future, and it worked out. Still one of the best teams in the NBA. Huge weekend in college basketball. You know, college football is done. No more Saturday college football, although I do think – actually, I think I get my FCS championship tomorrow. I'll have to check with Rob Bino, mid-major. Matt, I believe that's tomorrow. But college basketball is here, guys. I mean, we are in full swing. We're doing this show, obviously, and we are in conference play. Now is the time to get on board. And buy a 4-week, you get an extra week for free. You buy a 3-month, you get 3 more weeks for free. You buy a year, you get almost 3 additional months for free. It's a great promo. No promo code needed right now. All sports. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com.
All right. Hop on board here, guys. And Dave, a little over 100 net units in 2022 as we start 2023. Nice win in the NHL last night, and along with a college basketball winner. Do you have anything ready to roll here on this Friday for us?
Not much. I have one college basketball play tonight. It's I didn't even make a daily package, so it's for all access players only, which is why you want an all access package. Yeah, you mentioned hit the triple digits in 2022, plus 100 units. and number one all time in net profits at WagerTalk. So, what else do you need to say?
That's it. Cha-ching. That is it. And we have 3 games we're going to break down for you here tonight. We'll start, how about with 2 teams actually playing pretty darn well here this year. Ball State laying 2.5 against the Akron Zips. 133 is the total right now. 8:30 is going to be the tip-off Eastern time there. The Zips, nice start to their season. Already one conference win under the belt. Northern Illinois handled business. Ball State, nice win against Toledo. So both teams in pretty good current form. Bryan, what do you think we're going to get from these two here tonight?
Yeah, Akron, they've won 6 of 7 overall. Ball State, 6 in a row themselves. So like you mentioned, both doing well. Opening MAC play as an 8.5-point dog, winning outright 90-83 at Toledo. A big win for Ball State, but I think coming off a win like that, not a hard fast rule, but you usually look to fade. I don't see Ball State matching the kind of shooting we saw in that Toledo game. They were 52.5% overall, hit 11 of 22 from 3. And to that point, they're 1-3 against the number this year after a game where they score 80 or more points. Now, Akron has not had much success on the road this season, but they have a big edge defensively in this game. 103rd defensive efficiency. Ball State just 235th. Those rankings from Ken Palm are all of the rankings I'll be giving on the show. And Akron's had Ball State's number last couple of years, won and covered the last 4 meetings. Now it's a different coaching staff for Ball State. I should point that out. I do think the better team is getting points in this game, but the question is, do you like them to win outright? Because if you're taking Akron, obviously you're assuming they're going to win the game with such a short number. I'll say a slight lean to the Zips. It did not make my card, but if you are looking to play this one, go with the dog, Akron.
All right, looking at the dog there. Dave, Ball State been pretty good at home. Some home cooking there, 5-0. Are you backing the home team tonight, or you like?
I'm not. No, I'm not backing anybody. I'm not backing anybody. I lean. Well, that's the way it is with most of the games. I mean, I don't play many games. I don't bet many games. I would lean Akron here because they're better in terms of preventing the teams attacking the rim than Ball State is. A much better interior defense for Akron. For the Cardinals to win, they got to get to the free throw line. If they can do that, they'll win the game. But who knows how the game's going to be called? I would give a slight edge to Akron, not a bettable edge, but I'll side with Bryan as far as the opinion goes. I'll take the Zips.
All right, leaning towards the Zips there. How about you, Steve? A side, maybe a total in this one? How you approaching it?
Well, you mentioned, Ball State decent at home this year, but what I would point out is actually Akron's been more so terrible away from home, and it's really interesting. Ball State's only played 5 true home games, I believe, this year. They've been on the road 9 times. Now, a lot of those obviously are, neutral court games and whatnot, but still 5-0 at home, 5-4 in the neutral court games and the road games, which is pretty respective. But Akron is 8-0 at home this year. They're 1-5 away from home, and they've been really bad shooting the ball away from home. 36% from the field, 30% from beyond the arc. I've always said that the way you shoot on the road is the indicator if you're really a good offensive team or not. They're not a good offensive team away from home. Akron does have the higher rated defense, but I just think they're going to struggle to score tonight. They play really slow half-court basketball as well. Ball State's comfortable in the half-court set. So I actually like Ball State here. This line has gone from 2. It's up to 2.5. I think they win by more.
Zips took them both last year against Ball State. We'll see if they can grab another one under their belt here tonight. 8:30 tip there. We'll move on to another interesting matchup here tonight, one in which Penn is going to be taking on Cornell, and this is going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern time tip. Penn getting 3.5 here, 154.5 as a total, and Cornell has been involved in some fun matchups. I saw them against Miami, and they dropped 106 in regulation, and I'm going, wow, this team can shoot here, Dave, but are you willing to lay it here against Penn tonight?
No. This should be a good offensive game. Penn, they don't play much defense, but they're a good offensive team. So is Cornell. So I agree with that total being as high as it is. And as far as the side goes, maybe a slight edge to Penn. I don't trust them. I think they might be the slightly better team overall. And the home court advantages in the Ivy League aren't that great. So I'll give you a lean on the Quakers. But I'm not betting any of the three games we're talking about today. So these are just leans. And I want to kind of stress this. My leans are not particularly good. Okay, so tail at their own risk. My actual plays, well, the track record speaks for itself. Once I start guessing, there's a reason I don't put money on my guesses. They don't do very well. So take it for what it's worth. I lean to Penn in this game.
All right, leaning towards Penn here. It's Penn getting healthy finally, Merrill. A couple of their guys they weren't fully healthy. No depth during some of these non-conference matchups, but it looks like Dingle is back here and a lot of pro aspirations from what I'm reading on him. What do you think about getting points with Penn, or do you think Cornell's just too good a shooters?
Yeah, Cornell plays fast. They're like top 50 in pace in the entire country this year. Like you said, they can put up some points. And Penn has not been a good defensive team. They rank 260th in defensive efficiency, but they are 76th in offensive efficiency. So I do think they could score tonight. As you mentioned, Cornell can definitely score some points. So I think the over makes sense in this one. And we often say, these totals are high for a reason, like Dave said. And I don't think this one is quite high enough. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one get into that 160 range. I think over is the way to play it.
Up and over the total. Yeah, we can't argue with that, Brian Power. Are you looking at the total here, or do you have a feeling one way or another with these two teams?
Well, first off, Joe, you mentioned that game where Cornell put up 105 against Miami. It should be pointed out they lost.
Yes.
I actually had Cornell plus the points in that game. You're not going to see, I think, that many points in regulation in another game this season. And the Big Red, 25-11 against the number since the start of the 2020-21 season, including 4-0 the last 4 games. So they have not exactly been a great team to fade in recent seasons. But guess what? I'm going to say you should probably fade them tonight here against Penn. These guys have talked about the offensive and defensive efficiency numbers. Both teams rank pretty highly offensively, not so great defensively, 244 or lower on the defensive end. Both covered the Ivy League openers. And you talked about the health, though, Joe. I think that's key. Penn is healthier now. Jordan Dingle, yes, a pro prospect. He's averaging 23.8 points per game. He's the best player on the floor tonight. Over his last 5 games, he's put up 20, 30, 25, 37, and 28 points. And, Penn's had Cornell's number. They've won and covered the last 5 head-to-head matchups. I would take the points tonight when these teams hook it up.
All right, little chaos here tonight, and that one should be entertaining. We do have one other game here we'll take a look at, and always fun when the Bobcats and the Bronx get together here as Quinnipiac and Ryder going at it. Ryder lane 2, total 141.5. Also a 7 o'clock tip off here. These teams have been pretty even over the last couple of years. 6-4. Quinnipiac has the edge over these Bronx. Dave, do you have a lean one way or the other in this one?
No, but I'll give you this. Quinnipiac cannot shoot a free throw. They are just awful at the line. Ryder's a very good free throw shooting team. Quinnipiac, I think, needs to get to the rim to win the game, and they're not good attacking the rim. So, strength versus weakness. You do have a pretty substantial check mark on the Ryder side. I'll call it a guess on Ryder to win and cover, but I won't be surprised if Quinny wins the game.
Yeah, Bronx pretty good, 71% from that free throw line there, Merrill, if it comes down to it, right? Do you trust Quinnipiac to get this done, or is it Ryder for you?
I think it's a good point by Dave, because I do think free throw shooting is something you have to look at a little bit more in competitively priced games. And this is obviously a competitively priced game with Ryder's just a 2-point home favorite. And it is a pretty big discrepancy. 62.5% for Quinnipiac, 76 is very good for Ryder. So I think that could be the difference in this game down the stretch. And Another really interesting stat here is I don't put much credence in this. I think it's random variance. And if anything, it might actually say that Ryder's a bit overrated. We talk about the luck factor a lot with KenPom. And that really applies to straight up wins only. I don't think it really applies to this game. Quinnipiac is 243, Ryder's 303. They've both been quote unquote unlucky. But here's something to keep an eye on. Ryder's opponents this year on the season averaged 71% free throws, yet against Ryder, they've shot 61%, 10 percentages below what they should be shooting. At Ryder, teams have shot just 58%. So maybe it's a weird court to shoot on. I don't think that's necessarily the case, although Ryder has shot 72% at home from the free throw line, and they've shot almost 77% in all other games. So, maybe the under's worth a look. Maybe there's something to the free throw sight lines in the Ryder arena. I don't know it well enough. We'll have to ask Adam Trigger, our MAAC expert, MAAC expert. But I think there is some value with Ryder as a better free throw shooting team. And I'd take a look at the under here. And we have seen a little bit of money on the under in this game. It opened 143.5. It's down to 141.5.
Yeah, may not be a look. I mean, Ryder has done really well defensively, holding teams to 65 or less in their home matchups here. So what do you think, Bryan? Is it the home team for you, or you back in the Quinnipiac Bobcats?
I'm going to look at the total, just kind of like Steve was there. The total actually got as low as 140 at one point at Circa, which always catches my eye. There was some buyback there. Quinnipiac, they like to play fast, 68th fastest tempo in the country, but Ryder plays slow, 252nd. And we've all talked about Ryder at home defensively, pretty strong, allowed 64 and 61 points last two games. What's interesting with Quinnipiac is the last game they dropped 84 on Manhattan. They were 13 of 30 from three-point range in that game. That's notable because that's 5 more makes per game than they usually hit on the season, and also a significantly higher volume of attempts. They averaged 22 attempts per game. Again, they put up 30 in the last game, so they were bombing away from behind the arc in last game and did well. I don't think that happens here. Teams are only shooting. I don't know what it is about this gym, I guess. We don't know. None of us know it that well, but we've got the numbers to back it up. Visiting teams are shooting 39% in this arena this year. So I would take a look at the under as well.
All right, looking at the total in that one here, guys. Again, not a ton of games on the card here, but maybe an opportunity or two for you guys to take advantage of. So we'll go around the horn and see if there is a game these guys like a little more than the rest. And Dave, I'll start with you. Was there one that you might be leaning towards?
No, I'll give you a game that I did consider playing, but the line's moved, and I can't recommend it now. I do have one selection up tonight. I did not make a daily package, so it's for all access clients. That's a 3% play, and I think I've got a good chance to win that game. The game that just missed making the card is Wright State. -3.5. I might have gone ahead and played it. It's now -5. I don't want to lay that. But if you want to know the reason that I looked at Wright State in the game, if you go to my Twitter page, at Dave Koken, there's a video up. It's about a 2-minute piece because I got into some regression stuff and how I handle that. But I think it's worth looking at, not just for the opinion on this game, but for kind of a handicapping theory diatribe. So check that out at Dave Koken. And Wright State is the, the opinion as the best bet.
All right, good stuff there. How about it there, Merrill? 2 R's, 1 L. Where are you leaning here tonight for a best bet?
Friday night, January 6th, we're going to look at a free college basketball play on the late card for Friday night in the Pac-12 between Stanford and Cal here in just a moment. Quick reminder, it's a huge Saturday college basketball card. Conference play is here. College football has winded down. Now is the time to be playing college basketball. And don't forget about the NFL. We have a final week here, playoffs around the corner. My NFL Fade the Public video will be available this Saturday afternoon here. It's a reason to hit subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts. And by the way, stay tuned for a college basketball 25 video on a weekly basis now that football's done. Another reason to hit that bell for instant alerts when these videos go live. Going to look at a free college basketball play for Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. Let's take a look at Stanford. What do you do when a team's lost back-to-back games as a home favorite? They're just 5-9 on the season. Now they're laying more than a touchdown on the road. You back them, of course, because Cal is just that bad. Cal Golden Bears, one of the worst teams in the nation, 2-13 straight up. They are just terrible offensively. They're shooting 27.5 from three-point range this season, averaging less than 60 points a game overall. This is the type of team Stanford gets healthy against because Stanford is comfortable playing slow, and Cal plays at one of the 10 slowest paces in the entire nation. Stanford likes the half-court set. They're much better in it, and they're going to bounce back with a big win after 2 losses here. Take a motivated team against a terrible team. Stanford -8.5 goes at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday night. 2 strong NBA best bets for Friday on my page right now at WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, when you buy a month, you get an additional week for free. You buy 3 months, you get 3 more weeks for free. You buy a year, you get almost 3 months additional for free. It's a huge special going on this weekend. No promo code needed. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com.
All right, there you go. Hop on board, guys. Bryan Power, how about you? Which one of these games intrigues you the most?
I'm going to go to a different game, but first, just want to remind everybody, you got a little bit over 24 hours to take advantage of that deal. You get the entire NFL Week 18 card for $29. That is 5 plays, including 3-4% best bets. College hoops, 3-1 last night, 4-1 last 5, 7-3 last 10. A lot of outright dogs in there. I think people have figured out by now I like to take underdogs a lot. And we've got another one for you here on the docket. This is today's best bet. St. Peter's. They have not covered a single spread on the road this season. Guess what? We are going to take them on the road plus the points against Siena. Sorry, Adam Trigger. Siena has covered, or not just covered, but won 4 straight outright as underdog. That's a pretty crazy run. 3 of those coming on the road. Prior to that, though, they were just 5-5 on the year. I don't think they were, really catching anybody's eye. And they have not been favored in quite some time now. You'd have to go all the way back to December 2nd against Quinnipiac, and they failed to cover that game. They only won 74-70. This will only be the 4th time they've been favored all season. A lot of close games recently. Look, hard to tell you a lot of great things about St. Peter's. They got beat by 18 at Iona on New Year's Day, but they were 3 of 17 from three-point range in that game. I think we're going to shoot better here. Scoring has been an issue. However, they play slow. I think they can grind the number of possessions in this game down. They are 326th in adjusted tempo. And at least get out of here with an against the spread win. Siena looks like they're going to be without Chase Johnson, who's a starter. I say take the points with St. Peter's.
All right, St. Peter's it is. And our friends from the Gold Sheet, they got themselves a play as well they're looking at. It's going to be Oakland taking on the Norse there in northern Kentucky. And they like Oakland and them points right now. And they're pointing out, of course, that Oakland, their non-conference schedule has been absolutely brutal so far this year. So they are ready to roll in the Horizon League. While they're all since number 11 in the country in turnover rate, so they are not going to give the slow Northern Kentucky Norse any opportunities to get some buckets. So 7 points, whatever it may be at this point, 6.5. They're taking them with our friends at the Gold Sheet. And, of course, you visit goldsheet.com. You'll get other write-ups like that, some great data points and information available. Make sure you visit them there at goldsheet.com. I'm going to go Ivy. Why not? It's Friday night, and I think it's a total mismatch and a blowout waiting to happen. So I'm going to lay the 11 here with Princeton tonight taking on Columbia. Columbia, very young team here, although they did just get a win. But I would anticipate that good feeling not going to last very long against Princeton here. Yes, it's double digits, but quite honestly, Princeton's got enough shooting and defense to be able to run away with this game early and often. So I'll lay it with Princeton tonight against Columbia. And to repeat one more time, guys, here's the recap. Bryan Power, St. Peter's tonight, plus 7.5 against Siena. Ha! Take the points. Why, Merrill, he's going Stanford tonight, taking on Cal. Not a very good season so far for them. While Dave Kogan is leaning Wright State, laying 5 here. And I'm going to take Princeton. I'll lay the 11. And our friends at the Gold Sheet, they're going to take the 6.5 with Oakland against Northern Kentucky. And if you head over to WagerTalk.com, you heard Dave say he's got a 3% best bet up in hoops tonight. If you swing by his page there, you can pick that up. Bryan Power.
No, you can't. No.
Oh, no.
First of all, two things.
Go ahead.
3% is not a best bet.
Okay.
Best bets. Okay. Secondly, there's no daily package. It's for all access customers only.
Gotcha. Right? But he's going to have plays this weekend, guys. So if you hop on board with those 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day all access packages, which, by the way, come with a bonus right now on everybody's page. If you visit it, that's really the best way to do it. Hop on board there. I mean, Bryan Power's got a full slate of NFL games ready to go. You can hop on board. You'll get all of those, as will Steve Merrill there, his plays. Those 30-day, heck, even 7-day, 30-day, or 90-day all-access packages. And if you really want to roll in the dough, Dave told you there are over 100 net units last year. These year packages right now, great opportunity to partner up with these guys over at WagerTalk.com. All right, that wraps it up here for this week. First week here of the new year in college basketball. Much more coming next week, so certainly hope you'll come back and join us on Monday as we have a whole lot more games to preview for you. And until then, on behalf of Dave, Bryan, and Steve Merrill, guys, we appreciate the time. Best of luck with all your plays this weekend. We'll talk to you again on Monday. Good luck.
Happy New Year. As we turn the calendar to 2023, we want to thank you, our loyal WagerTalk Sports Memo and Gold Chief family. Thank you not only for your business, but for your feedback, suggestions, and criticisms, as it has helped us grow to become the #1 sports betting information company and leader of the sports betting videos and content, with WagerTalk TV now having over 110,000 subscribers. To welcome in 2023 and to thank all of you for your support, we want to give you 23% more on any All Sports All Access pass of 30 days and longer. Buy a 30-day All Sports All Access pass and get 7 days free, a $99 value. Buy a 90-day and get 22 free days. Buy a full year and get 84 free days, which basically takes you through March Madness of 2024. No coupon is needed, and the added free days will automatically appear. Just head to your favorite handicappers page and you will find these specials loaded. This special offer is only available until midnight on January 9th, the night of the College Football National Championship. For myself and everyone at the WagerTalk Media family, Happy New Year.